The Adventure of Little Finnick. In the bustling city of Zootopia, where animals from all walks of life live together in harmony, there was a young fox named Finnick. He was the youngest member of his family and always felt overshadowed by his older brother, Nick Wilde, the famous fox who helped save the city from danger with Officer Judy Hopps. One sunny morning, Finnick decided it was his time to shine. He wanted to prove that he could be just as brave and clever as Nick. So, he grabbed his favorite toy, a small magnifying glass, and set out on an adventure to solve his very first mystery. While wandering through Sahara Square, Finnick overheard a group of animals talking about a missing artifact from the Natural History Museum. It was said to be a legendary crystal that glowed in the dark and had magical properties. Finnick's ears perked up, and without a second thought, he declared, "I'll find the missing crystal." His first stop was the museum. With his magnifying glass in hand, Finnick searched every corner, looking for clues. He noticed a small trail of sand leading outside the museum. Could this be a clue? He followed the trail, which took him to the shady streets of Tundratown. In Tundratown, Finnick met a group of polar bears who were up to no good. They were trying to steal the crystal to sell it for a fortune. Finnick, despite being small, was clever and quick. He sneaked around and overheard the bears' plan to sell the crystal at a secret auction. Determined to stop them, Finnick dashed off to find help. He bumped into Officer Clawhauser, who was enjoying a donut break. "Officer, I need your help. There's going to be an auction tonight, and they're selling the stolen crystal," Finnick exclaimed. Clawhauser, always eager for action, quickly called Chief Bogo and the ZPD. Together, they hatched a plan to catch the thieves. That evening, Finnick, disguised as a bidder, arrived at the auction. The polar bears were surprised to see such a young fox, but they didn't suspect anything. Just as the auctioneer was about to sell the crystal, Finnick signaled to Officer Clawhauser, who burst into the room with the ZPD. The polar bears tried to escape, but they were no match for Finnick's quick thinking and the ZPD's teamwork. The crystal was recovered, and the bad guys were taken to jail. Back at the police station, Finnick was hailed as a hero. Even Nick Wilde showed up, proud of his little brother. "Looks like there's another detective fox in the family," Nick said with a wink. From that day on, Finnick knew he didn't need to be like his older brother. He was brave and clever in his own way, and he had proven that even the smallest fox could solve the biggest mysteries. And so, in the heart of Zootopia, Finnick became the youngest detective, always ready for his next adventure. Judy and the Case of the Missing Carrots. In the lively streets of Bunnyburrow, Judy Hopps, Zootopia's first bunny police officer, decided to take a short vacation back home to visit her family. Her parents were thrilled to see her, and her hundreds of younger siblings were bouncing with excitement. One afternoon, as Judy was helping her family with their famous carrot farm, she noticed something strange. The Hopps family's carrots, rows and rows of them, had started disappearing. Every morning, more carrots seemed to vanish, and no one knew where they were going. Judy's parents were worried, but Judy smiled confidently. "Don't worry, Mom and Dad. You've got Zootopia's best detective on the case." With her police badge clipped to her belt, Judy decided to investigate. She first examined the carrot field. The ground was soft, and she could see some small paw prints, too small to belong to any of her siblings. "Interesting," she thought. She followed the prints out of the field and into the nearby woods. As she ventured deeper, she noticed a burrow hidden behind some bushes. She peered inside, but it was too dark to see. Suddenly, a small voice called out, "Who's there?" Judy carefully approached and saw two tiny moles, Molly and Max, standing at the entrance to their burrow. They were holding carrots, Hopps family carrots. Judy's eyes narrowed. "Molly, Max, why are you taking our carrots?" Molly looked embarrassed, and Max shyly explained, "We didn't mean any harm, Officer Judy. We were just so hungry, and we didn't have enough food stored for the winter. We didn't think anyone would notice if we took a few carrots." Judy's expression softened. She knew they hadn't meant to be troublemakers. I understand, but you can't just take things without asking. My family works hard to grow these carrots, and stealing isn't right. Molly and Max lowered their heads, feeling guilty. We're really sorry. We didn't want to hurt anyone. We just didn't know what to do, Molly said. Judy thought for a moment. She realized this could be a teaching moment for the young moles. How about this? You return the carrots you took, and then we'll help you grow your own garden. That way, you'll have plenty of food for the winter, and you won't have to take from others. The mole's eyes lit up with hope. Really? You'd help us? Max asked, excited. Of course, Judy said with a smile. We bunnies know a thing or two about growing veggies. Over the next few days, Judy, along with her family, helped Molly and Max plant their very own garden. They taught the moles how to take care of the plants, water them, and make sure they grew strong. By the end of the week, the moles' garden was thriving, and they were overjoyed. When it was time for Judy to head back to Zootopia, the moles promised never to take anything without asking again. They even gave the Hopps family some of the carrots they grew as a thank you gift. As Judy waved goodbye to her family and the new friends she had made, she realized that sometimes solving a case isn't just about catching the bad guy. It's about understanding, kindness, and helping others find a better way. And so, another adventure came to an end in Bunnyburrow. But Judy knew that there were always more mysteries waiting for her back in Zootopia. Clawhauser's big surprise. At the Zootopia Police Department, ZPD, things were always buzzing with excitement. But no one enjoyed their time at the station more than Officer Clawhauser, the cheerful, donut-loving cheetah who worked the front desk. Every day, Clawhauser greeted the officers and citizens of Zootopia with a big smile and a warm, friendly attitude. One day, as he was munching on his favorite sprinkle-covered donut, Clawhauser overheard Chief Bogo talking about a special appreciation day for all the hardworking officers at the ZPD. Clawhauser was thrilled. "Oh, this is going to be amazing," he exclaimed. "I need to do something extra special for everyone." But what could Clawhauser do to show his appreciation? He thought about baking donuts for everyone, but he did that all the time. He wanted to do something different, something big and exciting. And then, an idea popped into his head. A surprise talent show for the whole ZPD. He knew many officers had hidden talents, and it would be a fun way for everyone to bond. Clawhauser quickly got to work. He created colorful posters, inviting all the officers to join in. Come one, come all to the ZPD talent show. Show off your hidden skills, the posters read. He stuck them up all around the station and encouraged everyone to sign up. To his delight, many officers signed up for the talent show. Officer Judy Hopps decided to play the violin, while Nick Wilde prepared a stand-up comedy routine. Even Chief Bogo signed up to showcase a secret talent, although he kept it a surprise. The entire station was buzzing with excitement. On the day of the talent show, the ZPD's large meeting room was transformed into a stage, complete with lights, decorations, and a microphone. Clawhauser, dressed in a sparkly jacket, was the host. He couldn't stop grinning as he welcomed everyone. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever ZPD talent show," he announced with a flourish. The room erupted in cheers and applause. First up was Officer McHorn, the large rhino who, surprisingly, had a talent for delicate ballet. He twirled gracefully across the stage, leaving the audience amazed and laughing at the sight of such a large animal moving so elegantly. Next, Judy Hopps performed a beautiful violin piece, followed by Nick Wilde's hilarious comedy routine that had everyone, including Chief Bogo, laughing out loud. Officer Fongmeier, the tiger, wowed everyone with her amazing magic tricks, and even Flash, the sloth, performed an impressive juggling act, though it took him quite a bit of time to get through it. Finally, it was time for Chief Bogo to reveal his secret talent. Everyone in the room was curious. Was he going to sing, dance, recite poetry? To everyone's shock, Chief Bogo stepped onto the stage with a pair of tap shoes. The serious buffalo began to tap dance with incredible skill, performing a routine so energetic and fun that the entire audience stood up and clapped along. As the talent show came to an end, Clawhauser stood on stage, feeling proud and happy. "Thank you, everyone, for sharing your amazing talents. You've made this day so special. And it shows that the ZPD is not just about solving crimes, but also about celebrating who we are." The officers cheered, and as they enjoyed the snacks, including donuts, of course, Clawhauser realized that sometimes the best way to show appreciation isn't with gifts or big gestures, but by creating moments that bring everyone together. From that day forward, the ZPD talent show became an annual event, with Clawhauser as the beloved host every year. Flash's Speedy Adventure. In the busy city of Zootopia, no one expected much speed from Flash, the famously slow sloth who worked at the DMV. But what most people didn't know was that Flash had a big secret. He dreamed of being the fastest racer in Zootopia. One day, while sipping on his afternoon smoothie, which took him almost an hour to finish, Flash heard about the annual Zootopia race. It was the biggest race in the city, and all kinds of animals from every district competed. Flash's eyes widened as he read the announcement. "Maybe I should join," he said slowly to himself. Determined to prove that sloths could be speedy too, Flash signed up for the race. His best friend, Priscilla, who also worked at the DMV, thought it was a hilarious idea. "Flash, you're not exactly fast," she said kindly, but Flash was determined. "I can do it," he replied with his usual slow, steady voice. Flash knew he needed to train, so every day after work, he practiced. He'd shuffle through the park, slowly at first, but with each day he got a little faster. Some animals watched him with curiosity. "Is that Flash running?" they'd whisper. But Flash didn't let that bother him. He believed in himself. The day of the race finally arrived, and the whole city turned out to watch. There were fast cheetahs, hopping kangaroos, and sleek gazelles, all lined up and ready to race. Flash stood among them, much smaller and slower than the others, but with a heart full of determination. Officer Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde were there to cheer him on. When the starting horn blew, the other racers zoomed ahead, leaving Flash far behind. The crowd gasped, unsure of how a sloth could possibly keep up. But Flash didn't worry. He kept his eyes on the finish line and moved forward, slowly but surely. As the race went on, something surprising happened. Some of the fastest animals, like the cheetahs, ran out of energy halfway through. The gazelles got distracted by the scenery, and the kangaroos tripped over a rock. But Flash? He kept moving at his own pace, steady and focused. The other racers were surprised when they saw Flash passing them one by one. He wasn't fast, but he never stopped. His slow, consistent pace was paying off. As the finish line came into view, Flash saw that only a few racers were ahead of him, but they were starting to tire out. With a final burst of energy, Flash picked up his speed. The crowd watched in awe as the slowest animal in the race made his way toward the front. Officer Clawhauser, who was watching from the sidelines, jumped up excitedly. "Look, Flash is gaining on them." Just as the last runner crossed the finish line, Flash finished the race with a proud smile on his face. He didn't win first place, but he did something even more important. He finished the race on his own terms. The crowd erupted in cheers, and Officer Judy Hopps ran over to Flash. "You did it, Flash. You showed everyone that slow and steady really can win the race." Flash smiled slowly. "I told you I could do it." From that day on, Flash became a symbol of perseverance and determination in Zootopia. He didn't need to be the fastest to win. He just needed to believe in himself and never give up. And whenever someone doubted what they could do, they'd remember Flash, the slowest racer with the biggest heart.